Hello and welcome back to Agrarian Skies 2. I'm Maratue, and I have missed playing this game. Actually, that's not true. I have actually been playing this game for the past few days. I have been able to record, however, due to the... and there is a freaking hair on my microphone. I've been unable to record due to the very loud noises thanks to the 4th of July happening here. And, yeah, people like their firecrackers. I not so much, but they do. They don't make great recordings. Anyway, so for the past few days, I've just been working on a few side projects here or there, nothing really major, besides this huge building right here. This is going to be the future site of my ME system and the main interface and stuff to it. Let's pop in here real quick. So, we have this like little column going up right here, which is with quartz. We're going to have the main access terminals like inside of this wall right here. And then along the back is going to be access to the second floor, which is going to house like the brains and stuff to it. But most of the stuff that we need for like day-to-day use, that'll be down here. We're not going to be touching that, or we're at least not going to be doing a ton of that today, though. What I really want to do now is set up some stuff to get into Botania. To start in Botania, you have a few ways that you can do this. The main thing you're going to need is the flowers, right? You can either grow the flowers using Agricraft, which works. It is, however, not my taste of stuff to do. You can sieve Podzol to get the seeds, in which you can then plant the flowers. That does work. I just don't have a system set up currently to get a lot of spruce leaves, because that's what it runs off of. You need 8 spruce leaves and 1 dirt to make 1 podzol. Or the other option is you can use a floral fertilizer, the stuff I got right here, right? I don't want that. I wanted that. It's actually really easy to make. Without using Botania stuff, it is a bone meal and then 2 yellow dye and 2 red dye. And it must actually be, as far as I know, it must be dandelion yellow and rose red. So even though they have other lore dictionary tags, it has to be those 2 specific items. Or you can use any 4 Botania dyes, any 4 of the floral dyes. And these take roughly 2 Botania flowers to make 1 floral fertilizer, but you get on average about 3 flowers back, so it is a net gain. So what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to set up a way to automate the production of flowers using floral fertilizer. Alright, so now where do we want to do this? I really don't want to have it like in my main section here because this is going to be either A, a noisemaker, or just B, kind of laggy. So I want it a little bit out of my way. I don't think I can really go too far from my base here though, just without having to worry. I'd have to go really far out, so I mean I'm not going to be able to go far enough to worry about the lag problem. Let's see, this is actually a wall here, isn't it? Something out on this level would not be bad. The problem I'm going to have is can I get a flight thing that's going to be like right here? Yeah, that looks good. So this is going to be ground level where I'm walking, which means I want to go ahead and say bye-bye to that stone brick. Alright. Let's get the dirt. So I'm going to make a 9x9 area of dirt here. So that's 5. So that's 7. Yeah, that's 9. Come on, just put up all the dirt. If I were smart, I would have brought my builder's wand. That's filled up. Roughly dead center here, I'm going to have the autonomous activator. It should be right there. It'll be right here facing down. Tell you what, let's get rid of that filtering thing. There's no good way to do that without breaking the freaking dirt, is there? I did not think this through. There are a few ways to pick up dropped items, and I know Botania actually has an item for the Hopper Hawk that would work exceptionally well for this. Or if there were open blocks in here, also what would work really well would be the Vacuum Hopper. We don't have those. So I'm going to go for a vanilla standby, which is basically a hopper minecart. They work really well. They could occasionally break and stuff, so it's really important to make sure that I set this up right. However, it should be fairly reliable once it's going, because nothing should be able to spawn on the tracks. Alright, so we got that. We may as well come on over there. That'll be the drop-off area for it. Got that. Alright, we're getting some pistons. So this row is going to get broken right here. In case you can't tell, by the way, I'm kind of winging this. Alright, so we got that. At any given time, one row of pistons will have been extended while the other has not. You know, I probably should have put those one back just so that I could have a buffer of stone. Yeah, stone buffer border or whatever. Yeah, let's do that. I have so many of these things. I just crafted a ton of them up ahead of time because I knew I'd be using them from other stuff. So it just made no sense not to have them ready to go. Alright, so we have that. We need... let's put that 3. There we go. Okay, so we have that. On the side of this is going to be the border of pistons now. And the other one's going to be a row out. Alright, so we got a row there, right? We are going to do something similar over here. The main difference is we're going to leave that space empty, and then we're going to put the row right, not there, right here. Yeah, that's just where I wanted you at, piston. Good job. Alright, now the reason that I did that, I don't actually think I have a lever, do I? When in doubt, red crystal. Alright, so the reason that I have it like this, right, is whenever these pulse... whenever that pulses, it'll push them all over. And then whenever this pulses, it'll push them all back over again, so it'll work great. There's a little bit of a delay in that signal, so it doesn't go down nearly as much as I would wish, but I mean, we can work with that. The main delay, though, it comes from this thing right here. There's a way around that, actually, and I can, let's see if this works. I need to get some sand. Oh, that's also something I didn't think about. This is going to be a spawn pad if I don't do any lighting on this. Let's go up. Tell you what, let's go up one higher. Just so it's not at eye level. Right here. It's interesting to note that mobs can still spawn on top of red crystal. Alright, so for now this is a safe area, nothing should spawn in here. And nothing should be able to spawn down here either. Which is actually crazy. I thought baby zombies could, but this, according to NEI, is not a valid spawn pad. So I guess it's okay. Alright, so we got that. Let us go get some sand. Hello? I did not see you. Look some more over there. Any sticks? We do not have any sticks. This is a travesty. Let's also grab some more redstone. And buy some more. There we go. I actually mean more. Back over yonder we go. Alright, just for an example as to what this will do. This is currently set to require redstone signal high. I'm just going to put one of these guys in here. So if we were to come over here and give this thing a redstone signal, it'll plant the flowers just like that, right? And then as long as it had fertilizer, it would continue to do that. And as long as it was getting a signal. So that works. However, to harvest it, I have to come up here manually and pick it. Or if I were to set up a system like I have going, where I have pistons and red crystals and all that fantastical jazzical stuff. Let's put that back on top. Now if I were to come over here, and I were to do this and hit this button, the dirt moves and the flowers drop. And it is so much better than the alternative of going through that, right? Now I could just go like this and I could just manually collect it myself, which, where's the fun in that? I think the best thing to do would be to set up automated systems so I could just put in the fertilizer and get out flowers. I think really it's the best thing for all involved. The only thing I really need to do at this point is I need to get up the wiring set up that alternates between pushing and pulling the pistons, which is not so hard. Now I don't want these things going too terribly fast. I want to be able to make sure that it's the wrong rail. I want to make sure that it will actually have enough time to pick up the items as it goes over it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have hoppers interspersed through here instead of just at one spot, because these hopper carts, right, they only have room for 5 items, is it? So I mean, there's like 16 or so types of flowers. So yeah, we're not going to be able to do all of it in one path. So we just want to make sure that we have plenty of drop-off points. We may actually do multiple carts. Probably be the easiest option thinking on it, is just do multiple carts and make sure that they each pick up stuff where they're supposed to. Alright. So while I would like to do that, I actually need to continue this out a little bit. And the reason I am continuing it out is I want to make sure that it gets all of the stuff that's over here. I also need to make sure that when we're doing this, that when these things are fully extended, that the track is going to be covered. So like that one lines up good, and the one over here is going to be looking like it's a line over, but that'll be okay. It'll be all right. So that's good. And then we'll do that over here as well. Yeah, this will work good. I'll have, it's a 9x9 farm, but I'll have 10 rows, so I can do 5 rows of the 2 like this. Alright, we're going to do another quick test here real quick. I was going to draw out of the carts using hoppers, but if I could not use hoppers, that'd be fantastic. I want to see if these cargo drop-off rails will actually work with hopper carts. If they do, then we're golden. And if they don't, we go back to the drawing board. Don't know why I put that there. Alright, we got that. We got a hopper cart. Okay, it's got an item in there. It has no place to put that because there is no chest nearby. Alright, so it didn't go in there. That may just be because it's on the wrong level. Let's go ahead and break this. We'll put it up one level, see what it does. Okay, so yeah, it will put it into a actual chest. However, it needs to be next to the chest. We can work with that, I think. The only downside is that these little rails here can't be used in curves. They do empty the entire inventory, though, when they go over it looks like. So I'll try something out here. The downside with using, say, a hopper to do this is that they will take the items, one item out at a time, very slowly. And if this thing is capable of dropping everything off in one go, it's going to be the obvious thing we want to try. Yeah, one time, yeah. Okay, so no. We're definitely using these guys. And I think this will actually be the first time I've ever used the rails out of Mine Factory Reloaded. I feel kind of bad about saying that. Let's get some bones. Alright, so I have a mortar, a floral, mortar, and pestle in here. Floral. Blah, blah. I can't speak. It is a mortar and pestle. It's this thing right here, right? Pestle and mortar. I have never once heard it called a pestle and mortar. I've always heard the other way around. Alright, so we got that. Let's go ahead and break these guys down. Let's see, that's, I need 2 stacks. Luckily, I have a ton of these white freaking petals. Alright, so we got 2 stacks. It's a pretty good amount of flowers. You know, I gotta tell you, I kind of like this. This is pretty awesome. Alright, so the last thing that I want to take care of today was to actually set up a little automated petal apothecary. With vanilla Botania, there's a few ways that you can take care of this to automatically refill this. There's nothing that is as easy as, say, slapping a pipe onto this and just letting water flow in. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't use water as a fluid. If you have, I think it is... I don't actually remember which one it is. There's one of the Thumbcraft add-ons that adds an Everfull urn, right? And unfortunately, I don't believe that's in this pack. No. I think there's 2 different mods that add it. It was an old Thumbcraft item that got left by the wayside and some mods picked it up. Basically, it will fill the Petal Apothecary without having to do any real automation. So that's kind of neat, right? Not helping me, unfortunately, and I can't pipe items in. What I can do, though, and this is part of basic vanilla Botania here, is that as long as there is water inside of the Petal Apothecary, it will, if you use a comparator, it'll put out a signal. Let's go ahead and... So yeah, it's got a signal, 15. If we were to go ahead and make a flower real quick... we're just going to do 2, 1, 1... Bam, that goes away, so there's no power. So basically what we can do is we can set up a system here that says, as long as you have no power coming in while going out, I want you to drop a bucket. And then as soon as that bucket hits the top of this Petal Apothecary, the water from the bucket will go into the Petal Apothecary, and then we'll end up with an empty bucket on top of it. That's actually fairly easy to fix. This thing is a little bit bigger than a regular block, so this might be a little awkward. Let's go ahead and pick that up for now. We're going to put a transfer node item on the back of this, like that. Okay, that's good. And we're going to get our item filter, and we're going to set it to bucket. So this will only accept buckets, and on top of that we're adding the world interaction upgrade, which means it will actually pick up buckets in world in front of it, and only buckets. Alright. So now if I were to drop a bucket in here, let's go ahead and this is like the worst possible way to fill this thing. It's still generating a little tiny bit of power. I don't know how much RF it actually takes to fill a bucket. Yeah. I would have thought that would cost less. It's because it does. Alright. And now what'll happen is when we go ahead and we drop this on here, it fills the apothecary and the bucket gets picked up by here, waiting for something to put it someplace. And what we're going to do basically is funnel it right back into the fluid transposer. Alright. What I'm going to do, though, we're going to put this right here. So that's already got the bucket back in there, so that's good. We'll leave that right there. We'll set output on the back to be colorless. That can be closed off, and that is also blue because that's where the water comes in. You know, actually, let's put the water below. Let's move this to the other side. Alright, so far so good, right? So this is the transposer. We need some item ducts. I forgot that counted as an inventory. Alright, and then we have an open crate. There is one last thing we need, and that is going to be a retriever. Hey, little guy. As long as you're not trying to kill me, you can stay. There we go. It's the ugly machines I make today. I apologize not for. Okay, I want you to retrieve that. And only on redstone high. Well, actually, it emits redstone, so only on redstone low. Signal required low. Yeah. So right now, if I had the bucket in there, it would suck it out. Okay, so that remains only one last thing to do, which is to get a signal all the way up from the bottom here to the little item retriever thing. Alright, so luckily the way that these things work, I can actually, I believe I can do this. So if we go ahead, put a block down right here, and right here. I was thinking that would work. Will this work? Yes. That will not, though. See, right now the signal is like in this space right here. I need to make sure it's actually going to that. Because that's off. It doesn't actually get the signal. Okay. And that just blocks the signal from going through. Good job. Good job, good job. Can I simplify that any? Can I like move this over here? Right, and if I put that right there. No, because that would need to be one block out for that to work. Let's try this. There we go. It's a little odd, but it works. Why can't I pick you up? I don't think you're real. I think you're imaginary. There we go. Alright, so let's try this again. Let's go ahead and get all the stuff we need. 1, 2, 3 seeds. So 2, 1, 1, go. Now, if this had a bucket, it would drop it in there. It does not, though, so we'll throw our bucket in there. Alright. I forgot to set it back to requires redstone low. Alright. So 2, 1. Okay, we're good. We'll drop that. We're not going to do anything. I want to see what this does. Alright. So it didn't spit it out again. That's good. Alright, so it's a little slow. I think I can improve upon that if I replace this with impulse item ducts, because it's a little teeny slow, but that is a lot better than me manually having to automate it. This does make it a bit easier, yeah. Oh, I picked up the bucket. Yeah, it just takes entirely too long to travel the pipe. That's the only issue. Anyway, though, this will serve its purpose. This will definitely serve its purpose. Derpy automation hoe. I've got to improve upon that. Alright, so I think that's going to be it for today. I wanted to get to my ME stuff, but I just don't have time for it. We did a lot of stuff, though, to get Botania stuff under progression, and wow, that's a lot of freaking flowers. I'll take half of these to be made for fertilizer. Yeah, and we'll take half the browns, because I don't think the browns are used for that much. So, I gotta say, I am really, really impressed with how well this has gone so far. This is not the best way to get Botania flowers, but for what I had option to right now, it was definitely a lot better than for me to go through the agricraft stuff, so that was a win. Eventually, this will be replaced with a single Jaded Amaranthus and a Drum of the Wild and a Hopper Hawk, though, so that'll be really nice. I have my little monopool up here on the top. It is doing its business. It is an actual monopool. I've upgraded to the real thing, which means soon I can make mana steel. I think I need a lot more mana for that, though. Let's go ahead and get rid of one of these. Yeah, no, we don't have anywhere near enough mana in there yet. Soon we shall, but not quite yet. If you have any questions about today's episode, feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Really do appreciate it whenever I see something there. May not always reply, but I try to. Anyway, I will see you next time with another episode of Agrarian Skies 2, and we'll continue either on more Botania, or we will be doing a little bit of AE. More than likely, it'll be a little bit of both. But until then, see you next time.